One left.
How are we doing in that? I'm just going to quickly check.
I don't know.
65 to 42. Shoot, even the European friggin' destroyers is at 100 grand.
Oh, Jim Monkey was even on?
He was on yesterday for a bit, and then that was it. Look, he got 2 out of 10.
No Beef only got 1 out of 10.
Well, yeah, I'd seen that, and at least he tried that. A lot of guys, look at...
Tom has one star, and he's only got 1 out of 10. Done.
No, he's got 1 out of 1. He's only done
Yeah,
1
he's
out
got
of 10.
9 more to go.
Yeah. Zaf JJ, he did. He's only got 1 out of 10. Even Blaze looks like he gave it a try. Endo too got 0 out of 3. Ty Von Bud 0 out of 10 with a bar of 40 grand.
Are you kidding me?
No. Take a look.
Oh my. Okay, here. Let's.
Now you know why I'd rather even take Coogee than Ty Von Bud.
Yeah, I know. Here, shit.
Look at the Endo. He's 0 for 3. Bar was 70 grand. But the bar is high now. Only the Pan Asian destroyers is at 40 grand, and the French destroyers 40 grand.
Oh, his clan took a shit.
Whose clan?
His clan on tanks took a shit.
Oh, you mean Ty's?
Yeah, he's only got 11 members. He took all my clan members from my clan.
Oh, into his?
Yeah.
And he's only got 11 left total.
Yeah, well, yeah. He's only got... You know something?
What?
What's Celtic's name in here? In ships?
Celtic.
Celtic what?
Dark, I think. Celtic Dark something.
He was from my tank clan, and he left with Ty Van Bud and frickin' a bunch of other guys. But yeah, he's still in that tank clan.
So Celtic's still in the tank clan?
Yeah.
Yeah, Celtic Dark.
Yep. He's on Ty's tank clan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Celtic Dark. I tried tanks, but I haven't checked it out for a few. It's got to be over 3 years now.
Yeah, it's been ages since I played. I mean, not ages, but a couple months. I had to take it off so I could download the. So I could download the
ships.
The upgrade, the update for ships. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever put Team Viewer on yours?
What's it called?
It's called Team Viewer.
No, what's that?
What's that? You can go into other people's remote. You can remotely go into somebody else's computer. You punch in the thing, and then a friend to look at it and tell you what's wrong with it. See, I don't know what's wrong with mine.
Oh, I know what you mean. What the heck's the name of that?
Team viewer.
Team Viewer? Yeah, Jim Monkey
Yeah,
uses that.
yeah. Team viewer 14. And I got files on this computer that I don't know how the hell to get off. That I don't know what the hell to delete or what the hell to stay on.
Are you on Windows 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy. It's easier just to do a reset and keep your files, and that means then reinstalling all your apps after, like World of Warships and anything else you had. That's the easiest way to fix it and make it run better. That's what I did with the computer I'm using for streaming. Because I built a new computer, and one of the hard drives was the hard drive from my old one. And I just
Yeah.
used it for storage, but I never took the operating system off. And then when I decided to take the old computer, because it was just sitting there to make it a streaming computer, I used that older hard disk or SSD, hooked it up, and then did a reset of Windows 10. So cleaned out all the crap, cleaned it all up, and I just took all the files I wanted on thumb drives, anyways, and that's and reset it, and it works like a dream.
Cool.
But if you do that, you can only keep your files, but then you got to add all your your apps back on, like any programs you had, like World of Warships, stuff like that.
It'd be fun to get one of these, Swifty.
Which is that?
I'll send it to you. Mm, here, send it to you.
You're back to work tomorrow, aren't you?
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if they're actually going to come through.
What do you think about that thing that I just sent you on Facebook?
How's the helicopter?
Yeah, remote control.
I don't know why I can't open them into a full window for some reason. Oh,
You
there we
can.
go.
You got to click on it a couple times.
Yeah, click on the bottom below it. Black Hawk. Pretty cool, eh?
Right. The Soviets just can't. The Russians just made a new line of Soviet tanks for World of Tanks.
Oh, is that right?
Yep, breaking off at Tier 6.
Oh boy.
They got so many tanks in that thing, and they're all OP.
Why is that the Russian ones are all OP?
Right.
Well, let's saddle up because I'm going to take a break before and make something to eat and maybe just have a quick nap before 7:30.
Yeah, let's do one and then take a smoke break or something, yeah, and do whatever.
Yeah, hopefully we got enough guys on tonight. You think we'd have more guys available, but it's hard to friggin' get the guys. I don't know what's going on.
Well, Endo has problems. I don't know what Tom's problem is.
Well, performance, like, what are you going to do about performance? We won over 50% last night, I think.
Well, Old Hostile and Dark and them, or Celtic and
Yeah.
Old Hostile sounds like he's a hillbilly,
That's okay.
right?
Yeah, we're not here to judge anybody.
No.
You ready to go in? Are you looking at the helicopter still?
Really?
No, are you?
No. I'm sitting in port, ready to rock and roll.
No, you got to load up your ship.
It is. Oh, no, it's not. Sorry. I seen the Venezia up there, and I go, okay.
Getting a little complacent in your youth, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, well. Yeah, it's just a dark, overcast day today.
Really?
Yeah,
It's nice and sunny here, but not as warm as yesterday. Yesterday got up 65, but it's windier than hell.
well, 65 is nice. Not here. We had some rain earlier. And it's just been overcast and a few raindrops when I went out just about a half hour ago for a smoke or so. Okay, so heading day, I guess. Yeah, I found Hostile getting in a little too quick into the action last night.
Yeah. But that's how he should be hanging back.
Well, he was in the Mosfa. Maybe he was in the Zao earlier. Captain Jim's not doing too bad with the Zao.
No.
Yeah, and Celtic sometimes has an odd way of playing. I don't know where he gets that from.
Probably tanked.
Like even with the when he was playing the Tier 9 Friedrich de Grosch,
Yeah.
we'd always get in too deep and then just hide behind, get behind an island somewhere. But I noticed a lot of guys do that, not just him, like other clan members and stuff. Well, that first or second battle last night when I was in the Kremlin, I was just wrecking stuff left, right, and center.
that Kremlin I couldn't do shit in last night. Lucky if I got 30,000 damage.
Yeah, no, I was hitting like 150 like nothing.
I was getting 1480 per slot, or per volley
There's something weird
into a
going
DD.
on.
I mean, into a cruiser.
Yeah, I had that happen in a game earlier today against the Yamato. Just 1480s or 1490s, 1480s. And then the Puerto Rico over the past week, every once in a while, the stupid 890. Where that's coming from,
I was getting that in the last night too in the Puerto Rico.
Yeah, no, it's just weird.
Oh, full volley of torch. Go for that repub up there.
Yeah, there's a Conqueror too. Kerfer's Conqueror.
Kremlin.
I just hit the Kremlin. Yeah, Kerfer's just nailed me. Just some of them cleared the friggin' island.
They're dodging and weaving, that's what I do. Dodge and weave.
Kerfer's is going backwards. Friggin' Kremlin's close. This Venezia is actually a pretty nimble ship.
It is.
For a big cruiser. Well, Kremlin ate a bunch of torps. Maybe the Republic will get a few of those Howland torps. They're friggin' dynamite. They're so friggin' fast.
Freaking wall I'm stuck in.
858 in the friggin' Kremlin.
Takes forever to get off the steam wall.
I had one time where I got off quick, but other times it takes forever and you're friggin' turkey just waiting to get shot.
Republic's eating hailing torps left and right.
Those things are so friggin' fast.
What shit?
The Howland torps. Yeah, that line from tier 8 up, they got those fast torps. I've got the tier 8, the skein. It's a skein, maybe it's a tier 7, I forget. Double check. The Conqueror's going backwards. That's why.
No, he's going.
Going
Republic's going forward now.
Holy smokes, who the frig nailed me? That Kerr first again? Yeah. Guys is looking out for me.
Oh shit, come on, die. Go. you. Yo, Chino's trying to shoot me.
The friggin' curve first again. Shooting away, buddy. Holy smokes.
What is our Moskva doing?
Good question. Our Kremlin's ready to die.
Yeah.
What's our hack doing way the heck up here?
I know, right?
Holy smokes. Like, is that really necessary? Jesus. Holy moly. This is toast. Wasted that shot. Curve first is shooting on the hack. Somebody was.
Oh, it's what?
We only got one of the caps. A whole bunch of torps coming this way. Let's see if I can get a lucky shot on this curve first. Yeah, I did. I did. Try it a second time. I did again. Just taking a friggin' fluke. See if I can finish him off.
858. What the hell is that shit?
Yeah, I did.
Cool.
Ah, jeez.
We gotta try and get this step there, big dog.
I'm gonna go into that A cap, but there's two DDs down here. We got a Zal here. Smolensk here.
I got a DD right here.
Works, dude. Two Howlands.
Nice. Indy here too. Don't go up in there. Yeah, I know. I'm shooting at Indy right now.
himself around the corner, taking the long shots.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a Hindi over here, and I know there's two Howlands here, and a Smolensk. And a Smolensk. And we're behind in the leaderboard, too.
Not by much.
No, not by much is right. But that Zhao could have helped. He just kept sailing by. If he had to just loop back around, took the odd shot at the friggin' Smolensk, we would have been okay. Oh, we're slightly ahead now.
The torch must be up.
Well, I got your 100,000 at least for you.
Geez, I only got 98, 96.
You gotta get the friggin' 100 though.
Yeah, no.
Let's not do a 99, 94.
Ah, shit, torps. Shit.
Those fast torpies. That Smolensk is shooting at you too. See, if that Zhao helped me with that guy, we would have been on.
Well, guess what? I got my 100,000.
Nice. Our Smolensk's gone. Come on, Zhao, do something for Pete's sakes. Did you ever get the Zhao?
The Zhao?
Yeah.
No, I never did.
No, never did. I don't even know what it's like. Well, we're behind on the friggin' leaderboard now.
God, I wish they'd light him up.
Friggin' Zhao could have been more active when we needed him.
Yep.
Yeah, another guy just friggin' messed. Where are you going? Zhao. Kill those DDs. Zhao, where are you going? Yeah, no, friggin' Zhao is just not shooting at any targets. Just gerrybandering about the odd time. See, he's laying torps. He could be shooting at that Smolensk that's shooting at you, but he's not doing it. Now he's finally taking a shot. Now he's fine. It's way out. No, he's shooting at somebody else. Friggin'. Oh boy. He should have been friggin' shooting at that Smolensk. Like, what's the matter with this guy?
Well, these torps.
Yeah.
I'm done.
You're almost done.
Yeah, I'll be done here shortly.
Yeah, DD's shooting at you. Zal's just cruising around. More torch too. Yeah, see, he should have been shooting at that Smolensk earlier. Now he's shooting at the Smolensk in smoke. Well, you got the 100 at least, right?
Yeah. I should have. Let's see if I got it. No, it's up to 130. Now I have 6 stars.
You didn't get anything?
I did.
Okay, so now it's 130.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Break time quick.
Yeah, just take your time, no rush.
Okay.
Okay. Gonna put a message out there. The sun's peeking out through the sky now.
Hello everyone. Today I was originally planning on making a mines vid, but honestly I am so fed up with this issue and it really needs to be fixed. Now what you're seeing on the screen is something a lot of you can test yourself and something probably a lot of you have seen, which is a classic case of desync. A carrier comes in, drops his bombs, you see the bombs splash in the water, you think you dodged, and then a couple of seconds later, well look at this, he comes in, he lines up the drop, he drops the bombs, they splash in the water, you think you're safe, a couple of seconds later, whoops, you accidentally ate a triple citadel, even though it looked like you were dodging. Now this, ever since this started happening a lot with the carriers, it's also started happening a lot in the game. In fact, I know a lot of you have been complaining about the ghost shells going missing, the feeling that, well, it looks like your shells are hitting, but you're actually not hitting. You're not dealing any damage. In fact, I've been seeing it a lot lately, and I've been really starting to look into it in detail in the replay analysis and slowing down my own Twitch clips. And The desync is so much worse than I actually thought. In fact, pretty much all my clips in this vid are taken from my gameplay today. Did you guys see that? Did you see what just happened? Let's look at it again. In full slow motion, look at that bottom shell. Go straight towards the citadel. Disappears through his ship. The second shell hits what looks like to be his superstructure, and somehow I get a bounce. So what exactly is going on here? Why did my shell basically disappear through his ship? And, well, we can look at it again, and you can once again pay attention to the left shell. You see how it's actually going to hit the...
If you are searching for the right keywords, you should try Keyword Magic Tool by SEMrush.
Actually going to hit the superstructure, but somehow it ends up being a bounce. Well, it's actually not hitting the superstructure, it's probably hitting one of those back turrets. In fact, what's happening is that what we see in the game is not what's happening. You saw that shell went straight through his superstructure? We're gonna slow it down a lot and look at the furthest right shell of the ones that are in the air. The one furthest to the right. Where that shell hits is where this Leon's superstructure actually is. You saw that? And now that's a fairly slow moving battleship that just made a full turn, and I'm only 13.7 km away spamming him, and even then the desync is so heavy that what we're seeing on the screen is not where the ship actually is on the server. The further away the ship is, the faster he's moving, the more extreme it gets. In this case, I line up a volley on the Amalfi. You know what I just hit there? I hit his superstructure. In fact, if we go close once again and we slow it down, you can see that, well, it should have gone through thin air, but that Amalfi is basically half a ship length further up ahead than what we're seeing. Now, this isn't unique to EU. This is happening on Russia as well. In this case, I shoot a nose in Venezia with my Shikishima, and if you follow that bottom shell right at the bottom going straight towards his nose, you see that, well, it enters his nose, and the water splash is literally in the center of his ship. That should have been a nose in Citadel, but he's not actually where we think he is. And this has gotten really, really bad as of late. And it's happening both on the EU server and on the Russian server. I've been seeing it a lot. I assume it's also happening on NA and C. And it's gotten to the point that it's completely ridiculous. These clips, all of this is just from my gameplay today alone. And before someone says, oh, but it looks different on the replay, it doesn't. You can literally go and watch my Twitch. The reason why I'm even catching all these things is my viewers are seeing it on my stream, and they're taking clips and they're linking them to me, and then I look at them in slow motion and I say, wow, that shell just disappeared into that ship. Let's go look at it in replay later. And that's what I'm doing here. And the reason for this vid is, whenever anything like this is, whenever I bring something like this up, people always like to pretend like I'm making it up. Like I'm pulling it out of my ass, it doesn't actually happen, it's RNG, it's blah blah blah. No, the state of the desync on the live servers right now is terrible. And keep in mind, my internet connection is fantastic. I have constant 35 millisecond ping. I have like 350 meg internet, Finnish, great internet, no issues. I mean, I stream flawlessly with it. It's most certainly not on my end, and a lot of people have been seeing it, and people have been sending me replays. The funny thing is, the desync is so bad that now what's been happening is that if you shoot ahead of the ship, it looks like, look at that back shell that's coming in, it looks like it's gonna hit the water or the thin air, but that actually hit the ship, even though it was supposed to miss. And it was a full pen, not even an overpen, so it actually hit his, I assume, deck armor. So that ship is so much further ahead than what we're actually seeing. This desync issue has basically forced me to change the way I play the game right now, because it's so bad. Now, until Wargaming acknowledges that this is very much an issue and something that very much needs to be fixed, there is a bit of a way you can adapt to this, and the solution is kind of just as simple as it sounds. Shoot ahead of the ships. Pretend that the ships are about half a ship length ahead of where they actually are. So this is on the Russian server, by the way, so yeah, both EU and Russia examples here. I think they are hosted on the same server cluster. That's why I can't with confidence say that this is occurring on NA and C as well, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was, because this has started happening, I guess, a couple patches ago. So we take half a ship length more of a lead than we normally would. And keep an eye on these shells now. You'll see just how ridiculous it looks like when you devastate fast chips at long range with this new patch. Did you see that? That was nowhere near his citadel. In fact, slowing it down once again, looking at where our shells land, yep, they're landing in front of his ship. They're basically very peak of his nose. That's where I'm landing. And I'm devastating him with citadels. Because, well, as soon as he dies, what happens when he dies is the server moves him to the location he should actually be at. You see how he's warping forward? Yeah, that's the server updating his real-time position, where he actually was, not what we were seeing, but where he actually was. And you see how he basically slips half a ship length forward. Completely ridiculous, and absolutely a bug that should have been hotfixed a while ago. Ever since, honestly, the bombs started dropping through ships and then randomly scoring hits, that's when the warning flag should have gone up. As always, thank you for watching, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you guys later.
I was given an award for doing over $50 million. Let that sink in. $50 million. Hey, what's up? My name's Anthony Morrison, and would you like to know why you should not start an Amazon store for your very first...
Hello everyone. Today I'm once more going to feature the most recent test of the submarines, as well as my...
I mean, I'm hardly a streaming expert, to be very clear. Like, I shouldn't be the one advising you. In fact, Epos Vox watched my streaming setup upgrade. video and basically tweeted at me. He's like, we should talk.
You should, yeah. Why didn't you talk to him first? I'm sure he would have been down.
No.
Yeah, I'm going there. Welcome to Stream Critique LTT Edition. Stream Critique is brought to you by Nerd or Die. If you want to set up some really cool on-screen overlays, you want to do them quickly, even in OBS Studio without having to use Streamlabs OBS, although you totally can, Nerd or Die is the place to go. They have so many streaming layouts and overlays and accessories and even free tools, free templates, free panel makers. They're always building resources and giving back to the streaming community, and they have a lot to offer. Head on over to eposvox.gg/nerdordie to learn more. I use quite a few different elements of different Nerd or Die layouts, including the Retrowave, the Synthwave chat box I have, a few different ones integrated along with my custom graphics and my own stream layouts because I love them so much. Head on over to the link in the description. Super shout out to Nerd or Die for sponsoring Stream Critique. So at the time of recording, Linus Tech Tips has just posted a video to their YouTube channel that is a modified version of something they posted last week to Floatplane, which is Linus upgrading his streaming setup.
As many of you have noticed, there is a stark difference between the quality of the videos that I shoot in the studio with my staff and the quality of the videos that I shoot at home by myself.
Much of the LTT staff has been working from home, as have a lot of people, and thus the WAN show and other content that Linus makes needs to be done from home, and his streaming setup was nothing amazing. So he's set forth to upgrade it, and I have access to some behind the scenes knowledge to clarify a couple points in that they were trying to mainly use stuff they already have or weren't using and weren't trying to go for the best. But for the most part, the thinking process was right, but they ended up with some weird results, and I think it's super important to take a look at what they ended up with in order to really learn from their experience and kind of show you what mistakes not to make. This video is not obviously intended to just crap on Linus or their streaming setup or anything like that, or what they chose or did, because that's not useful, but rather to show you, you know, very common mistakes that I see everyone make when it comes to setting up specific parts of your streaming setup, and how that might be able to keep other people of you from making those same mistakes, because I hate seeing it every time, and I hated seeing some of it here, but they fixed some of it in the YouTube video, I will say that.
Many people's first impulse when they want to improve their video quality is to upgrade their camera. But as you can see, I'm getting a dramatically better feed out of the same webcam that I started this video out with just by changing my lighting. So that's where we're gonna start.
Linus started out with the right choices. He's got a web